That's right, guys. It's the first full week of the NFL preseason. I didn't count last week because it was one game. In this NFL seasons, I'm gonna do predictions for every single game of the week, starting off today. Pretty epic. All right, starting off, we have my personal favorite team, the Detroit Lions, go Detroit, against the New Jersey Giants, Big Blue. So, checking my bias, I know I'm always going to have the Lions winning in most matchups, but the Giants are just abysmal this year. Their quarterback is probably, in my opinion, the worst non-rookie starting quarterback in the league, and their best receiver is a rookie. So I see us beating them probably like 10-21, even without our starters playing. All right, next up we got the Carolina Panthers versus the Patriots. Both of these teams were pretty bad last year, and that led to some major coaching overhauls. We get to see the Patriots for the first time in 22 years in the post-Belichick era. I think this match is going to actually be kind of a surprising upset for the Carolina Panthers, and it's going to be close with them coming out 13-10 on the Patriots. All right, next up we have the Miami Dolphins versus the Atlanta Falcons. Now, the Atlanta Falcons are interesting because they got not just one, but two new quarterbacks this offseason. So that's pretty exciting. I think this game is going to be a close match. Both of these teams are probably playoff potential teams. So I'm going to say Miami's going to win very slightly in a 17-13 finish. All right, next up we got another matchup between two potential playoff teams. It's the Steelers versus the Texans. Now, the Texans had a pretty embarrassing loss last week against the Bears in the Hall of Fame game. And the Steelers are dealing with two new quarterbacks in a quarterback battle. Now, this is going to be the closest game of the week. I see the Texans winning it 13-10, but it is going to be close, and this could go either way. All right, next up we got the Battle of the Birds, the Baltimore Ravens versus the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, I think the Ravens take this one pretty easily and win 21-13. Next up, we have the Jets versus the Commanders. The Commanders got a new quarterback, and the Jets are hoping to actually play with Aaron Rodgers this year for more than 4 snaps. I think the Jets come out on top in this match, probably winning 17-13 in my opinion. All right, next up we got our second appearance of the Chicago Bears facing off against the Buffalo Bills. Now, I think the Buffalo Bills are going to suck this year, and that's my hot take for the season. So I see the Bears winning this game. Next up, in a pretty high-scoring game, I assume, we're going to have the Raiders versus the Vikings. Now, I see the Raiders losing by about 7 points. That is, unless Gardner Minshew plays and unleashes his full potential, being the first NFL player to score 90,000 points in an NFL game. Then we see the Packers versus the Browns. Now, I do think Jordan Love is overrated, but I still see the Packers winning by a couple points in this matchup. Then we have the Jaguars losing by a significant portion to the Kansas City Chiefs, who hopefully aren't as good this year, but can definitely beat a team like the Jags. Then we have the Bengals versus the Buccaneers, and the Bengals are one of the most dominant teams in the NFL, so I see them beating the Buccaneers in the most substantial loss of the week. Then, of course, we have the 49ers versus the Titans. Now, I think the Titans could be pretty good this year, but not in this game, as they're going to lose by a pretty significant margin. All right, now we have two playoff dark horses in the Seattle Seahawks and the Los Angeles Chargers. So, I think the Chargers have a lot of winning in their future. They have one of the best coaches in football right now. But I don't think they're going to start their winning today, unfortunately. Then we have two very, very mid teams with the Saints and the Cardinals. Now, I think the Cardinals, with their new receiver, are actually going to take the edge in this game. Then we have the horsey showdown with the Colts versus the Broncos. Now, I personally think that the Broncos are the worst team in football this year and are probably going to come out of the season with the number 1 overall pick. So, Obviously, I have them losing here. Then we have the Cowboys versus the LA Rams. And I think the Cowboys are frauds, and they are bad, and they're stinky, and they're poo-poo. So I have the Rams winning here. Did you guys know that the Cowboys are my least favorite team? Anyways, that's going to end off the video. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys for the predictions next week. Yippee! My voice is dead.